Well, it's summer, and guess where I am? ZEPETO University. My parents said it would be a great opportunity. I think that's just a fancy way of saying they wanted the house to themselves for a while. The campus is actually pretty cool, I guess. The sun is out all the time, which means I have to remember not to wear my black t-shirt every single day. The buildings are all shiny and new, and there are way fewer people around than during the regular school year. It's like the whole place is on a long, slow vacation, except for the part where we still have to go to class. So, it's not really a vacation at all. The dorms are where the real adventure begins, or maybe adventure is too strong a word. Let's just say it's different. I got a room on the 3rd floor of Maple Hall, which sounds nice and woodsy, but it's really just a big brick building. The rooms are kind of small, just big enough for a bed, a desk, and all my stuff, which is mostly just video games and snacks. The best part is that you get a roommate. I was hoping for someone who also thinks sleeping in until noon is a good idea, but you never know who you're going to get. It's a total lottery. During the summer, everything is more laid back. The professors seem less stressed, and even the homework feels a little easier. Or maybe that's just wishful thinking. The whole vibe is different. Instead of everyone rushing to get to class, people are just sort of strolling. You see students sitting on the grass in big groups, probably talking about how they'd rather be at the beach. The campus feels huge when it's this empty, and you can actually hear birds chirping instead of just a million people talking on their phones at once. It's a nice change, I have to admit. But don't get me wrong, it's still school. We have to wake up for classes, and there are actual assignments. The summer schedule is weird though. Instead of having a bunch of classes spread out over a whole week, you have 1 or 2 classes that meet for like 3 hours every single day. It's supposed to help you focus, but sometimes it just feels like you're stuck in the same room forever. The good news is that once class is over, you're done for the day. And that's when the real summer part of summer school starts. So how do you even get into this summer school thing? It's not like you just show up with a backpack and say, "I'm here to learn." Well, it's almost that simple, which is kinda crazy. There isn't some complicated online portal where you have to remember a password you made up 3 years ago. Instead, it's super old school. You have to go to the Student Life building, which is this big glass place that always seems a little too cold inside. There, you find a long table with a bunch of papers on it, and that's where the magic, or the paperwork, happens. Each class has its own sign-up sheet. It's literally just a piece of paper with the class name at the top, like creative cartooning or the history of video games. I picked those because they sounded way better than advanced mathematics in summer. You just find the sheet for the class you want, grab the pen that's tied to the table with a string, so people like me don't accidentally walk off with it, and write your name down. It feels kind of like signing up for a potluck dinner, except instead of bringing a casserole, you have to bring your brain. The whole process is kind of public. You can see who else is signing up for your classes right there on the sheet. I saw some names I recognized and a bunch I didn't. It's a little nerve-wracking because you're basically committing to spending a lot of time with these strangers. What if they're all super smart and I'm the only one who doesn't know what's going on? Or worse, what if they're all morning people? The thought alone is terrifying. You just have to write your name down and hope for the best. Once your name is on the list, that's it. You're in. No confirmation email, no text message, nothing. You just have to remember which classes you signed up for and show up on the first day. It's a system built on trust, which is a nice idea, but also a little scary for someone who can barely remember what they had for breakfast. I took a picture of the sheets with my phone just in case, you know, for backup. My parents would call that being responsible. I just call it not wanting to look like an idiot on the first day of school. Living in the dorms during the summer is a whole different ballgame. For starters, you have a roommate. My roommate's name is Leo. I met him on the first day when I was trying to shove my giant suitcase through the tiny doorway. He was just sitting on his bed, reading a comic book. He looked up and said, "Need a hand?" And just like that, we were officially roommates. It's weird how you can go from being total strangers to sharing a tiny room in about 5 seconds. Luckily, Leo seems pretty cool. He likes video games and hates waking up early, so I think we'll get along just fine. Our daily routine is pretty simple. We wake up about 10 minutes before we absolutely have to leave for class. This involves a lot of hitting the snooze button and maybe a groan or two. We grab something quick from the cafeteria, which is usually a muffin or a banana, and then we head to our separate classes. My creative cartooning class is in the arts building, which smells like paint and clay. It's actually pretty fun. The professor lets us draw whatever we want, as long as it tells some kind of story. So I've just been drawing comics about a kid stuck in summer school. It's very meta. After class, the rest of the day is ours. A lot of the time, Leo and I just go back to the dorm and chill. We play some video games, complain about the one homework assignment we have, and figure out what to do for dinner. The cafeteria food is okay, but sometimes you just need a real pizza. So a bunch of us from our floor will pool our money and order a few large pizzas. It's kind of like a mini party every other night. We all sit in the common room, eating pizza off paper plates and talking about random stuff. This is how you meet people here. It's not through some organized friendship event. It's through things like ordering pizza or needing to borrow a phone charger. You start talking to the person in the room next to yours, and then you meet their friends, and suddenly you have a whole group. We've all come from different places, but we're all stuck here together, trying to pass our summer classes and not get too bored. It's a weird little community, but it works. And it's definitely better than being at home with my parents asking me if I've done my summer reading every 5 minutes. You'd think summer school would be all about, well, school. And yeah, we do have to study. I've spent more time in the library these past few weeks than I have in my entire life, I think. But the real stuff happens after the books are closed. The campus at night is a totally different world. The lights from the buildings make everything glow, and you can see groups of students hanging out on the main quad, throwing a frisbee or just listening to music. It's super peaceful. It's when you actually feel like you're making friends, not just classmates. One night, Leo and I and a few other people from our dorm decided to explore. We heard a rumor that the vending machine in the science building had the best snacks, so we went on a mission. It felt like a secret operation, sneaking through the empty hallways just to find a vending machine. It sounds kind of lame, I know, but it was actually a lot of fun. We got our snacks and then just sat on the steps outside, talking for hours. It's funny how you can learn more about someone from a late-night snack run than from a whole semester of sitting next to them in class. These are the moments that make summer school worth it. It's not just about getting ahead in your credits, it's about the in-between moments. It's about the friendships that start because you both reached for the last bag of chips at the same time. It's about staying up way too late talking about everything and nothing. You build these weird little bonds with people because you're all sharing this unique experience. We're all in the same boat, navigating the strange waters of summer classes and dorm life, so yeah, I guess my parents were right. This has been a great opportunity, not just for the cartooning class, which is awesome, but for the other stuff too. I've met a bunch of cool people, I've learned how to survive on cafeteria food and pizza, and I've discovered that the best vending machines are always in the science building. Summer school at ZEPETO University is about learning for sure, but it's also about having fun and making memories with the people who are right there with you, trying to make the most of a summer spent on campus.